Welcome back, Central Indiana, 9 o'clock on your Saturday morning. Thanks for getting your weekend started with us here on 13 Sunrise. I'm Matthew Foltz alongside Lindsay Monroe. You made it to the weekend. It's time to kick your feet up, relax, maybe head to a pool or maybe the lake. I know a lot of people are still heading out to the lakes and Geist down to Lake Monroe and
sure,
having some fun.
And it's going to be a good start to the day. I think up until about 3 p.m. we're going to be in good shape, but then storms are going to start to fire up along a cold front as that moves in. So we'll go from western Indiana and then track east through the latter part of our afternoon and then into the evening tonight. So do want to start with what it looks like across central Indiana right now. Been looking at some developing clouds across the northern tier of the state where we're sitting at 77 now in Bunker Hill. And we're up to 80 with some sunshine here in the Indianapolis metro. There's that cloud cover we've been monitoring in northern Indiana. None of this producing anything in the way of rainfall right now. In fact, the bigger picture back to our west, that's where we're watching an incoming cold front. In fact, a lot of the rain, though, kind of dissipated overnight. So we're going to wait for that to fire back up as temperatures here at the surface start to heat up. We're going to tap into some of that atmospheric energy, and I do think storms will be possible here as we get into the afternoon hours. We're back up to 80 from Indy to Muncie, 81 in Portland, it's 77 in Richmond and Shelbyville now at 78. Dew points have stayed in the 70s during the overnight, so that just shows that we've got elevated amounts of the moisture content in the air, and our muggy meter is going to be in that very uncomfortable, miserable at times zone today. We're headed back near 90 this afternoon for an air temperature. Got to the low 90s yesterday, so it's going to feel pretty similar. The difference is we need to be weather aware so we get into the latter part of our afternoon. Looks like mainly after 3 p.m. through about 8, 9 o'clock tonight, there will be some scattered storms, some of which could produce some locally heavy rainfall. We've got the lightning potential as well as some damaging wind gusts possible. So we'll walk you through that latest timeline coming up in the full forecast.
All right, we'll see you then, Lindsay. New this morning, Metro Police are investigating multiple overnight shootings that injured several people. We also are learning that the latest happened on the city's northwest side, and it was a deadly shooting. Metro Police say this one happened before 4 this morning near 38th and Lafayette. We do know at the scene, our crews saw crime scene tape surrounding several food trucks in that area. That's where officers say they found 2 victims with gunshot wounds. Both of them were transported to nearby hospitals where one of them later died. The other, we're told, is still in critical condition. No word yet this morning on any suspects or any arrests. Meanwhile, just before midnight, IMPD officers say they responded near 38th and Post. That's where they found one man shot. Then about 30 minutes later, officers were called to 16th and Livingston Avenues for a shooting. This was not too far from IMS, and that's where officers found another man shot. Metro Police say they believe both of these shootings, or they say both of these victims in these shootings are in stable condition. Of course, we'll keep you posted on all 3 of these shootings as soon as we learn more information, both on air and online at WTHR.com. A 2-year-old girl is dead after a shooting on the city's near northeast side. Police tell us they think the shooting happened near 21st and Ralston Avenue yesterday afternoon. Investigators say 2 adults brought the girl to a hospital where she later died. They say the adults are cooperating with detectives in their investigation. Now Metro Police are urging people to lock up your firearms.
You cannot have firearms out. We cannot have children shot. And just seeing what we have here, it's just horrible. I cannot imagine think how they feel. You would be left with that for the rest of your life thinking, I could have done something, but you didn't. And that's what's going to always go through their mind. It's going to be horrible for the rest of their life. Horrible. And it's as simple as if you need a lock, a gun lock, the programs are in place at the Marion County libraries to get a free gun lock.
Now, again, police are still investigating the circumstances of these shootings, or of this shooting, rather. They tell us when they got a warrant and went into the home, that's where officers found several guns that were not secured. And as we prepare for a busy weekend, so are Metro Police. IMPD Chief Chris Bailey releasing a video message calling on parents to hold kids accountable. The department is also planning to step up patrols in areas where kids have gathered recently in downtown Indy, causing trouble and staying out past curfew.
If youth are engaged, or kids are engaged, or anyone's engaged in violent behavior, we will take action, law enforcement action, to deal with those situations.
We have a code of conduct for all of our riders. And if we utilize that code of conduct correctly by contacting parents and, if necessary, allowing law enforcement to work their magic and do the eventuality.
Now, that was Indigo's Director of Security and Enforcement. He says they're also doing their part to help with safety measures that could limit kids coming into downtown. Uniformed officers with Metro Police will also be occasionally planning to stay or stop or hop on and off buses. Again, police say it's going to take everyone to bring peace to our city.